Hello everybody, this is Offsides, Week 8 edition, and sorry we couldn't be with you the past few weeks, but we had some unfortunate stuff, our friend passing away and some other stuff that we had to get to. But we're back, and the first game on the docket, we got Green Bay coming off a Sunday night win against Minnesota again at the Jets. Kevin, I'm going to go with the Jets this game because I think that Revis will be closer to 100%. I think they'll be able to have a good game against Driver, one of my favorite players. Jennings could get held in check. Green Bay has no running game at all, and their defense has been pretty overrated in my opinion. Minnesota went up and down the field on them. I think the Jets can too. I think the Jets can win this by 10 or more.
I completely agree with you. The whole thing is Revis is going to be at 100%. He had that bye week. He can completely healthy. I think the run game's going to be able to tear that shoddy defense up that's been hurt all season. Rodgers hasn't been looking like the MVP candidate that everyone picked.
Because Rodgers is overrated. He's overrated.
I wouldn't say all that, but I don't think he's MVP candidate yet. Give him another 1 or 2
He's an overrated quarterback because he was compared to Peyton Manning and Tom Brady before this year, and he's simply not. He's simply not. I don't care if he hasn't had a great running game or whatever. He's overrated.
But he has one of the weakest O-lines in football, and that's why the Jets are going to win this game. They don't get a lot of sacks, but they get a lot of pressure, and pressure's the key to winning. All
right, then we got two teams off a disappointing loss last week. Miami at Cincinnati. Tough game to pick, but Miami is great on the road, and I'm going to go with Miami in this one.
Me too. I just don't think Cincinnati has what they had last year. Benson has been having a good year. T.O. has been having an excellent year, but Chad Ochocinco's been shut down, so has Benson. Their O-line's been banged up. Their defense hasn't played great. And Miami's just been playing great.
The problem with Cincinnati right now is 1 week Palmer plays terrible, then the next week the defense plays bad. They can't get it all together right now. Then Tennessee at San Diego. Kevin, who you got?
I got Tennessee just for the simple fact of Chris Johnson. I know he's not been having great games. His average yards per carry has been down, but I don't think San Diego has enough firepower. I mean, they don't have Vincent Jackson. They just got McNeil back. They're just really weak to me on offense. Their running game's not strong.
I'm going to go with San Diego because they've been a much improved team at home. And that's all I can really say. That at home they've been a lot better than what they've been on the road.
I don't care.
Their special teams is trash, but I'm going to go with them.
Special teams is trash.
San Diego.
But Tennessee's got one of the best coached defenses. Look at they have the best points.
All right, they do, but honestly, yards per game, the Chargers' defense has been top 3 in the league, and their offense has been top 3. They're actually a good team. They just shoot themselves in the foot, and at home they're a lot better than what they are on the road.
That's because San Diego's a bunch of,
And I think San Diego historically has always killed Tennessee, especially with Vince Young at quarterback.
What does history mean? It's a different
It's the same team. They have the same defense, same scheme, same quarterback.
And Vince Young helps.
They've killed Vince Young. That's what I'm talking about.
Young will tear him up.
All right, next we got my favorite team, the Vikings at New England.
Who suck.
And right now, my heart says Minnesota, but my everything else says New England, so I'm going to go with New England. Brady's won 23 straight home games. The Vikings have lost 8 straight road games. And Favre, you don't know if he's playing. I think he'll play, but I'm going with New England as much as I hate to say it.
He's about to cry. You see it in his eyes. You got to pick Minnesota. Randy Moss's return to Gillette Stadium. He's going to tear.
But Brett Favre's return to Green Bay. It's not like they won, even though the refs screwed him over. By the way,
that's
if
always
you watch that game
to complain about the refs.
Just shut up. The NFL admitted to Brad Childress that Schenko caught that pass, and they also admitted that the tight end Quarles didn't catch that pass. And the ref was admitting that Jared Allen was held, blah, blah, blah. The Vikings got robbed.
If you're going to blame it on bad officiating, blame your coach. Because your coach obviously doesn't have great discipline on that team.
How is it his fault that the ref that they challenge it?
They should have been getting blown out by Green Bay. Who's all banged up.
They should have beat them. They outplayed them.
They should have beat the Saints last year. Bad coach.
The refs took 4 points off the board, then they gave Green Bay 4 points. That's the difference in the game. But back to New England, they're too good at home, and the Vikings are too bad on the road. They have a crappy
run defense, and AP's the best running back in the league. He's going to tear him up for 200 yards.
I just hope that Favre can play, because if Favre doesn't play, they have no chance.
Even without Favre, then that means AP's going to get the ball more. He's going to be able to run on that defense.
Sunday Night Football, Halloween, Pittsburgh at the struggling New Orleans. I'm not a fan of New Orleans, but I still think that they're going to get a wild card spot, maybe win the division. But in a weak NFC, but I got Pittsburgh in this game. You can't go against them right now. They're playing great defense. They got their quarterback, Roethlisberger, back. And this team just lost to Cleveland, for God's sakes.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns. What did he have, 4 picks? David Bowens had 2.
And
that guy was a special teams guy. He's not even a starter. I mean, Christ's sake, the Saints just look like they don't have that swagger that they had last year, that luck. They're just, nothing's bouncing their way.
It's just like great teams, like the New York Yankees. They get everybody's best shot because they're one of the best in historic teams. The Miami Heat in basketball, they get everyone's best shot because they're one of the best and most hyped teams. The Saints are the Super Bowl champs. They get everyone's best shot, and that's why they've been getting.
Well, there's a difference between those two teams and the Yankees.
Whatever.
The Yankees are always good.
All right, then we got the Houston Texans at Indy Monday night. If Dallas Clark and Austin Collie were playing this game, I take Indy at home. They're not, so I'm going to go with Houston. Foster, another big game. Brian Cushing's playing in this game. Let's go with Houston.
Houston, first of all, Cushing moved in the middle linebacker. He's never played there before. He's been an outside linebacker.
What's wrong with that? He's a great player.
He is a great player, but sometimes when you switch from the outside to look at what AJ Hawk happened. He switched from the outside.
AJ Hawk, Hawk wasn't that great anyway. Hawk was overrated his whole career.
It's still a factor when you move a guy inside.
And that's a different scheme too. He went from a 3-4.
Still, you move 5 inches out of the inside. Don't give me that crapola. Listen, Indy's gonna win. There's no way Peyton Manning's gonna go down the drain like that. Peyton Manning's the best quarterback in the NFL. Period. It's just Texas.
He lost to Jacksonville.
Okay.
He lost to Jacksonville.
But he's gonna pick it up. He's not gonna lose to Texas twice. They can't.
What? Without Clark and Collie.
He makes somebody to throw to him.
He makes Garcon. That's stupid.
He makes those guys. Maybe not Clark, but he made Collie this year.
Yeah, all right.
Because Collie was a freaking jet. Nobody would ever hear of him. He would pitch straight receiver.
Right. Let's go with no huddle. Denver at San Francisco. Game in London. San Francisco. I don't care who their quarterback is.
I'm going to take San Francisco. Hopefully Carr starts. There's actually a funny story about this real quick. Some guy on Denver got cut while he was in London. That's so sad.
Jacksonville at Dallas. No Romo, no win. Jacksonville.
Kidda and Roy Williams had a thing going on in 07. They're going to rekindle it, and they're going to win this game.
Carolina at St. Louis. Going with St. Louis. They could have beat Tampa last year. Carolina's not looking good.
Carolina, second win in a row.
All right, Washington at Detroit. Upset for me. The Detroit Lions, led by Stafford, get the W over a Redskins team that has no defense.
Listen, I'm a Washington lover this year, but I'm going to go with Detroit because I also really like what they're doing over there.
Buffalo at KC. Buffalo, I love the way they've been fighting, but they're not going to win at KC.
You're never going to win with a Harvard QB.
No, Fitzpatrick's been good this year. Don't even say he's been bad. Seattle at Oakland. Oakland coming on one of the biggest wins in the last 10 years for this franchise. And Seattle's not good on the road. I'm going with Oakland.
I'm going to go with Seattle. They've been pretty good this year.
Tampa Bay at Arizona, the team that Kevin said was the worst in the league to start this season off. I got Tampa Bay winning another game.
Hey, man, they also said that, the Vikings were supposed to go to the Super Bowl, and they're, 2-4? Listen, everyone has bad predictions. I just didn't think the Bucs were that good, but I'm starting to believe in it.
Yeah, you still said they were the worst by week 5. Anyway. That's our Week 8 edition of Offsides. Thank you for watching. Have a nice weekend.